right, good morning, PSC 1025, and welcome to week 6. So, week 6 is going to be our final week's discussion on looking at the state political organizations by focusing our attention on state judicial branches. And so, our goal this week is to understand the role of state and local courts and how they fit into the state and local government structure next to, an executive, a legislative, and now the judicial branch. So, in their role, these courts, whether they are your municipal court, whether they are, the state Supreme Court, are responsible for basically resolving the civil disputes and basically serving justice in criminal cases at all levels within the state. And so, as one of the three co equal branches of government at the state level, these courts find themselves sometimes at odds with the executive and legislature on a regular basis, which makes them not too dissimilar to, the United States Supreme Court. And so, as we consider the role of judicial courts and within state and local government, um, we need to understand, right, that in their effort to help um, make rulings on laws created by the legislature, enforced by the governor, and how these laws impact our daily lives, must also understand that the judges who sit at these courts, depending on the state, the municipality, etc., these are either elected officials, like, for example, in terms of the Colorado Supreme Court, they are elected by us through the democratic process, or maybe they are appointed. And in either case, they may or may not be term limited. And so what we see then is that the judicial system within a state and local government sometimes operates very similar to our federal system, but in other times not so much. And I think this falls in line with the kind of complexity and nuance that we have kind of laid forth in the last couple of weeks. So, like the executive and the legislative branches, the judicial branch, continually evolves, and they are responsive to the political realities within that state and within that community. And so, depending on that time and place, we may see state courts that may lean one way or the other in terms of its agenda, its rulings, the precedents they set based upon the other two branches, political party, and those who hold power. All right, so with all of that said, your reading is chapter 9 this week. You've got discussion 6 and quiz 6. And also remember, keep working on the study guide for the exam that is in a couple weeks. As always, I'm here to help if you have questions.